retreat is an animal sanctuary on 20 acres in Alpine. I've decided to create a meaningful program for the kids in San Diego. I always loved the animals, and I was thinking that bringing animals and kids at the same time in the same place would be actually the right thing to do.
I remember calling up Lena, and I said I want to do a conference call, like a Google Meet with Lena and with Lisa and some other members of the after-school program for the County of Education. And I felt like it wasn't working, and I was very concerned. I said, well, maybe we shouldn't do it until the kids come back in person. And Lisa and Lena said, Jan, why don't you got to think about innovating, doing something different. And I think Lisa was saying how she was creating some animal unit, and that triggered me to say, you know what, we can do this.
Experiential learning is very important, because to me that's the real way for a student to learn and retain the information. One way of learning, you learn through a book. There is another way, like you actually experience the real thing. There is no better method for a student to retain the information. They can just see and hear once what we have to say about an animal. They will remember it because they've seen it, so they can actually, in their mind, remember this animal.
I met with Agnes, who's the owner of the Children's Nature Retreat, and I asked her what she thought about doing a partnership with us to have virtual learning, but also have the students learn about the animals, adopt the animals, etc. And that's when our planning took off.
The idea of collaboration really came organically from both Jan and Agnes. And understanding the realities of now with COVID, so many children are really having such a tough time being at home. And we know that all things are not equal. Some children are in home situations that are more difficult than others. And having the idea of creating a virtual opportunity for children to experience nature in an interactive way, not just a YouTube video, but actually getting to observe and be introduced to the animals and to the Children's Nature Retreat in an interactive way where they could have questions and then also adopt the animal. And a very important part of the program was to be able to allow parents and children to visit the retreat. It includes a family admission. So it's up to the parents to come, and they can facilitate, instead of a field trip, they get to come and have a family outing, which is just an incredible opportunity.
American Finest Charter Schools gave me the opportunity to actually go further in what we were doing already. We had virtual field trips. When COVID happened, we had to shut down our field trips. We had to cancel every field trip we had for the rest of the year, and we were going virtual. But we were just doing like a virtual field trip. Like I was going around and showing the kids the animals. And when I met with Jan, I was like, she said, you can do something more. And I said, yes, we should do something more for those kids, because now they are like staying at home. They don't have any opportunity to come here. Let's try to bring the retreat to them.
Once COVID hit in spring, it was kind of hard to get the kids to come back online. So once Jan came out to Children's Nature Retreat, she was like, oh my God, I love this place. We can find some things for the students to do. And just talking to the staff, trying to find something the kids can look forward to.
So we came up here and we brainstormed how to do an 8-week curriculum. I then passed it on to Tigger, and she worked with her staff to create this 8-week program. We wanted to make sure we had art involved, music involved, plants, gardening involved, and also my idea that adopting the animals was really important so that the kids would have an emotional connection to the animals.
We have Monday, Miss Agnes comes in and she shows them the animals, or she goes over the food. And then our staff gets on like with the feeding, and we showed the kids how to plant the radishes and the lettuce and how to water them and where they will put them. And then they come back and show us weekly what the plants would look like.
I have an adoption program for the retreat, but for those kids, we decided to do a virtual adoption program, and I'm filming all their animals. So they chose 10 animals, and I'm filming every week those animals, and then I'm posting on our YouTube channel, and they can visualize those animals, and they see what happened this week to this animal. So this coming week, for example, we had like the vet visit, so they're going to see their animal with the vet. And I can show them how we feed this animal another week, and how they wake up, how they go to bed. They can dream and make up stories, in their mind, and say, oh, they follow these animals for 8 weeks.
I think the students are going to be so happy with seeing their actual animal that they're adopted. They've been waiting weeks and weeks learning about the animal, what they're eating, how she's grooming them. So just seeing it live will be nice. And I know here they have it where the kids will be able to feed them. So yeah, it'll be a good experience for them.
The thing about the Children's Nature Retreat, it brings out the child in all of us. And to watch children have an interaction with these animals is it's so exciting. They really feel joy.
All in all, it's going to be like a dream come true to them. It's going to be like the biggest, it's not like you go on a field trip in a class and that's it. This has been leading up 10 weeks. This is going to be like a great experience for kids, so we'd really want to take a lot of pictures of them when they're up here.
We need to create more opportunities like this for them, because I think the learning that happens outside of a classroom cements and can enhance any learning that happens within the classroom.
They remember what they learned because they touched, they felt, they heard, and that's the best learning experience they can have.
Having this experience and having hands-on experience, even if it's virtual for now, but eventually they will be able to come and visit the retreat, will bring a joy and will bring a curiosity and will ignite their imagination and give them access to things that perhaps they don't often get a chance to experience.
Well, I feel like the Children's Nature Retreat is a blessing for our kids, because Agnes is like one person, and she had an idea, and she took that idea and she developed a retreat for animals that need a home. And I think that in itself is like, if people ever want to open a business or start something, I think that's a great motivator. But also, kids love animals. Who knows? They might want to become a veterinarian, or they might want to do a garden. I don't know. I think it really opens them up to there's more things in life than just your little block.
The ACES program in 21st Century has provided such great enrichment opportunities for children and students who otherwise might not have had that opportunity. And the ACES program creates a safe place for students to be able to be engaged, but also supervised during critical hours when their parents may be working. It's an incredible program. I've seen it in so many schools, and it is absolutely something that has enhanced the learning opportunities. I've seen schools where they have music programs and all kinds of fitness programs and art programs. I think this is a beautiful and natural extension of those in-school programs to have opportunities like this, to come to the Children's Nature Retreat, to get into nature and to experience learning outside of a building.